It's that time of year again, everybody, where we see Proto face off against Karn. It's the 0-1 discussion video. Hey, everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Take off towards a dream. We got that out of the way. Let's go. So, Miguel.
Hello.
Jin.
Hi.
Oh, wait, it's Danny.
Oh my god.
Danny.
Hi.
Jason.
Hello.
Karn.
Hello, Gav.
Dream Bomb. That's me. Mega.
Hello.
Proto.
What's up, homie?
ThomasJujube.
Hello.
Let's go. 0-1 discussion time. Okay, so I really wanted to start off by saying Kamen Rider 0-1 is a TV show.
Yeah, I disagree.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Marcos.
Okay. All right. So
let's say, theoretically, it's not a TV show.
Oh my gosh. All right. So as we do with these discussion videos, we're going to be discussing as much as we can. It's going to be 100% spoilers. So if you're listening to this, then yeah. Okay. So starting off from the very, 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 very beginning. Do you guys remember the very first time we ever saw Kamen Rider 0-1? It was like, they did the same thing with Gio where it was just like a generic silhouette. But then once we actually saw 0-1 and the same thing as I do every single year, I wake up in my bed, I look at my phone on Twitter, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I go back to sleep. Miguel.
Yeah, no, I remember, sort of. I thought the suit was... Okay, so here's the thing. I had skipped out on Geo because I thought the suit was bad.
Wow.
So, I'm sorry. But I saw the 0-1 suit whenever it got revealed, and I was like, okay. It's pretty cool. I like it. That's typically how it goes for me. Like if a season, if I think the suits are bad, I'm just not gonna watch it. So
you didn't watch Ghost?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Proto.
No.
We're throwing down already?
Bad.
Come
Yo,
on.
Ghost's bad. Please laugh.
Oh, I did.
Ghost's
Dang
bad.
it.
I think it's funny.
Danny.
I think it's fine. I think it goes back to like the traditional like just the insect one with like Ichigo and Kuga, but I think it's fine.
Wow, you had all those opinions from the leaks the first time you saw it?
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Okay, Jason.
Also, I'm fairly sure I do not remember that part of time when the leaks came out. I'm just like going into it.
I remember seeing the leaks for his 0-1 suit, and I remember thinking to myself, like, this is really what we're getting? I originally didn't really think much of it, because I thought, like, this is how we're going to start the new era, because I was really excited and everything to see what we would get.
Mhm.
And then, obviously, like, later on, it grew on a lot of us.
Karn. And welcome back to talking about Toku, Karn.
Hello, my one and only time talking about Tokusatsu. My first... I've actually, because I talk about Toku so little, I've just searched my Twitter handle and 0-1. And my first impressions were in May when we got the trademark. And I just tweeted about like, oh, binary, that's cool. Probably to do with code. It's also a play on Reiwa, which I guess everyone forgot about.
Uh-huh.
And then I tweeted in July he's going to be a coder, and then it came out, and I didn't tweet anything, so I mustn't have liked it that much.
Oh.
I remember seeing it. I'd muted a lot of Toku Twitter by that point, so I didn't see much. But I remember seeing, was it the press conference they revealed the suit?
There was like a single like picture of the suit.
Like in the car park. I thought it was really neat. I thought he looked very evil,
Yellow.
which I guess kind of, yeah, he did look very yellow. But my first vibes were like, oh, he looks evil. He looks like he's going to do bad shit. And I guess wasn't a million miles off.
I think one of my biggest gripes about seeing it in hindsight is that after all this time, I still kind of wish Vulcan was the main suit or the primary writer of the season. And we all know the joke. Yeah, he basically is. So,
We started.
I mean, Vulcan's suit was leaked first. It was like the first piece of like 0-1 news that we got.
Yeah.
The first like leak we got.
It's also weird that he follows a lot of like the tropes of the past sort of 10 years of Rider as well, like the all-in-one form and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, yeah. And in 10 years, we're going to see more debate on who is the real protagonist of 0-1, just like Kabuto.
I mean, when I first saw it, I thought Agito because my monkey brain only registered yellow. And like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
looked at the driver, it was okay. I liked it because Kuga, I really liked the simplicity of it. But then I realized Vulcan looks a lot cooler, Valkyrie looks a lot cooler, and
Uh-huh.
Horobi looked a lot cooler overall. And I was like, I don't like 0-1 that much, like the suit, but then it definitely grew on me when we saw it in action. When he was on the bike in the press conference, I was like, oh my god, Oh my god, he's amazing. He's beautiful. I just overall like I was like I like it, but like the other people are way better.
Yeah, I get that. And I think that's actually a pretty common thing in Writer where I actually kind of prefer other suits over the primary ones, especially Kuga. Like, Kuga's secondary suit is the best thing ever, right, guys? Okay, moving on.
What, Ichigo's gun?
It is a
Wait,
nice
you
code.
classify his final form as his sniper mode or no?
Oh my gosh. Let's just go.
I had a whole thing planned, but then Mega just said it all. So, I'm just basically the same. I liked Vulcan, Valkyrie, and Hirobi's a lot more. And I looked at 01 and I'm like, oh, that's it? My galaxy brain activated. I'm like, oh, because stuff's going to build onto it. It's going to get better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to drop off a bit at the end. But then it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh, it's a grasshopper. Get it? Because Ichigo was a grasshopper who were Reiwa the first season. Because like Vulcan, like everyone said, he was like leaked first. He had like the full image, like the actual suit, not even the catalog. And I was more interested, like, is that just a gun on his
It's just a gun.
I know. That was based on my whole team. I was like, is that a gun on his belt?
He's got a gun.
That's what was so cool about it, though. It was
I know.
the gun.
Jin, I gotta ask, did you get your username Jin from Kamen Rider Jin, or were you just called Jin before then?
Before then.
Oh.
It came up.
Yo,
Okay,
sue them.
Nah, Toei will straight up send their assassins after me anyway. When I first saw the suit, I was just like, wow, this suit is so damn simple. It's bare bones, it's so boring.
Oh.
But then when it starts moving, it's interesting. But all I think about is, wow, Zero probably has the best shoes out of any Kamen Rider.
In and out of transformation.
Oh my god.
I don't like his neon shoes.
Can't get over how
Those
bright
are
those
some-
shoes are.
Those are some sweet ass kicks, dude. I swear to God. X6 doesn't compare at all.
Kicks?
Every other rider has dumb kicks. Dumb
If
ass
we can't,
kicks.
if we
Look at
can't drive
Drive.
as a rider, I like his boots better.
Look, I love Drive, but he's wearing fucking Crocs. Come on.
I know. Come on.
Oh my
Every
gosh.
other- Who knows what the fuck Decade's wearing? Zero has the best shoes out of any rider. That's the best thing I could say about the suit, other than that it's fine.
You guys say Crocs, but I think it's the Bionicle shoes that were made in real life. You know, with like the masks.
The Yeezys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best shoes in all of Kamen Rider, though, belong to my boy Graphite. I just got to get that
Oh
out.
my gosh. Okay. From here on, it's basically a free for all for what we talk about, but as always, you can go character, story, and yada yada.
I remember the stupid theory I had right at the start when we first saw the suits for Vulcan 01 and Hirobi and Jin. Thought at the start, and I was convinced until about the halfway point, that Aruto was going to be Pinocchio. He was going to be a human gear that was designed to be... Because I saw that Hirobi and Jin had like full suits from the Force Riser, and so did 01.
Mhm.
But then everyone that using the Shot Riser was human, and they were like having sort of half suits.
Oh,
As if they
yeah.
they weren't fully compatible with the Progress keys. In my head, I was like, oh, the twist's going to be that Aruto's a Humagear. And there's still bits of the show that are like especially in the last few episodes with the arc stuff again. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, was there any point in this thing where it was going to be revealed that, like, because it's what, Reiwa Generations, where they're like, oh yeah, by the way, your parents were this or whatever. And it's just like,
Yeah, they barely mention it.
I'd say you're kind of correct on the Pinocchio thing, but just with the Ames crew because of the chip in their head that authorized them to use
right.
it.
And that's what was disappointing, is that like that felt like at first I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's I don't know, it didn't land as well for me as if it, because even with like when he transforms.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say it outright. I think 01's a good show. I just think it's also disappointing at the same time, and I think a lot of that disappointment comes from our own like crackpot theories, and then they just don't happen, and that does leave disappointment. And one thing I actually wanted to happen was Aruto becoming a Humagear, or maybe vice versa with Izu or anything like that. I know that sounds weird, but it's something I kind of would have liked to see, or maybe Aruto actually become or be revealed he is a Humagear. Then early on we see like, oh, blood type, yada yada, and he's human, and well, that went out the window. So yeah.
I was always on the opposite end of that spectrum, because everybody was like, he's a Humagear. I'm like, do y'all know how boring that would
Cliche,
be?
that sounds.
Proto.
Operation Overdrive.
Exactly. Do you want Operation Overdrive? No.
No, because that's people. Okay, I've talked about this before for definite. That's a really fucking cool twist, or I swore.
Yes.
In a bad season. Right? It's a really cool twist in a bad season. Just because it happened in a bad thing does not make it a bad thing.
No, my thing was, it would have been so obvious. Maybe not maybe for me, the 25-year-old watching a kids show, kids would have been like, "What? He's a robot!" But I would have been like,
"Yo, he was a robot the whole time."
Well,
I don't think maybe full humor gear, but like an android could have been cool. Like the literal marriage of the two, like half biological, half.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like after the whole like fight with Arc Zero, or he could have just like lost an arm and just be like, "Hey, I'm part robot now" or something. I don't know.
It's like, oh,
Let's go.
that's
Okay.
what I am.
Nobody.
Never seen
Okay.
that.
I was gonna take Jax for Mortal Kombat, but that works. The whole meme about like Fuo being the main writer was like really funny because you know how like the secondary trope is like, oh, my dead girlfriend and all that.
I was just about to bring that up earlier.
Oh.
I just
my god!
Oh yeah, Fuwa doesn't have a dead girlfriend. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Naruto
you know who does?
does.
Yeah,
Who does?
He has a well.
He has a dead dad.
Fuwa believes he has a dead family, so close enough.
Oh, that's true.
Ichigata never dies.
This is true.
He can appear at any time, so it doesn't matter.
His suit got destroyed. Okay, he ain't coming back.
He's actually a mirage, dude.
But like they completely ruined that suit to make Arc Scorpion, and I'm just so upset by that.
But those two suits fire though.
Jason, I'm gonna have to fight with you, all 8 of you. I'm gonna fight all 8 of you at the same time because I don't like the Arc Scorpion suit like whatsoever.
I don't like it either.
I think it's
not
fine,
a big
but
fan
it's
of it.
like compared to Ichigata, I think it's a very misuse of the original suit.
Belt clashes with the rest of the suit. I don't like the yellow.
Yes.
0-1
I would
has
have
no
preferred
bad
like.
suits, but
Yeah.
Arc Scorpion is not one of the ones that's up there for me.
What? Oh, Arc Scorpion is for me. Arc Scorpion is a good suit.
The reason I like it is because it's an actual canonical kit bash. Like it's a kit bash on purpose kind of thing.
Wasn't Raiden
that's true.
also Kibash somewhat?
Yes.
Yeah, but not canonically.
Oh,
Right, exactly. Like it's intentionally fusing Arc and Sting Scorpion.
Ah, okay.
While we're talking about suits, I just want to make everyone mad real quick and say that Shining Assault Hopper is the best suit in the show. And to be mad at me,
We like bulky.
He bulky.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the best suit in the show is Rampage Gatling, but I'll agree with you. Just kind of like you.
Now the best
I
suit in
agree
the
with
show is
that.
Metal Cluster Hopper.
Close third.
It's
Close third
pretty
is
good.
Lightning Horn.
I do not like Metal
Lightning
Cluster.
Horn.
It's so plain.
He has
I
a
would have
tie.
liked. I liked
has
Metal
a
Cluster
tie.
Hopper, but when he first henshins and he has the red eyes, I would have preferred they kept it that way rather than.
Yeah.
My boy is a businessman. He has a tie and everything, even when he's a rampaging monster. The man's a businessman.
He Justin Timberlake with that suit and tie.
The best suit is Arc 1 suit. Arc 1 suit is just the best suit out of all 01.
Arc 1 is really good.
Sorry, Jen. We're gonna have to fight Yakuza style. Get your quick time events ready.
Let me get the.
I thought you were gonna say karaoke machine
because I'm gonna
Stop.
Okay, so I will say that I don't think there are any bad suits, but there are suits I just don't like. Like, they're all good suits. I just personally don't like them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're bad taste again.
Oh my gosh. So, do we want to talk about the ending right now or later?
Go ahead. Let's get the elephant out of the room.
Right before this discussion, I was watching Thomas's video, and he made some pretty good points on how like the first arc and then like this last arc were pretty good, but then like the middle was and I liked the beginning and ending, but just like the lead up to it was like disappointing again. And I'm gonna keep saying that it's very disappointing.
Yeah,
the ending with Hirobi versus Aruto, like that's good. I like that. That should have been like the main focus throughout the whole thing, but. The Hopper suit is the exact same base form suit. What the heck?
They ran out of time. There was a pandemic, and they couldn't do a new suit.
I get it.
They should have done what Power Rangers did. They should have just given it a shine.
Look, I'm just happy.
Done Garo and done CGI.
No.
We don't want another.
They've done that before.
We don't want another one of those.
When that was gonna happen, I told everybody. I told Mark, I hope the surprise final form is not a freaking CGI form. I don't want Real Hopper to be CGI. I'm just happy that it's just the base form, because if it was CGI, it would have been much worse.
I'm personally fine with Realize Hopper because I thought that whole entire moment was really cool. That whole fight was just really
it was
like,
insane.
dope.
I like the key.
Thematically, it makes more sense, right? And like you could make like the whole like binary joke, like going back to 0 and all that shit. Like you said, it's a pandemic here, which we have to factor in. However, this addresses a larger issue with Kamen Rider, is that they are laying the track while the train is moving with every season, and they gotta stop. Because there's stuff that's set up at the start of a lot of these seasons, even like really acclaimed seasons like Gaiman Double and stuff, that just do not pay off. Like they throw Kamen Horse, it's not about Gaiman, but they throw Kamen Horse into Gaiman at the end. There's a lot of stuff from the start of 01 which is like kind of addressed, but is more like we could have done something with this. And yeah, pandemic, yeah. But also maybe just write the whole season at least before you start filming it.
I was reading around, like a lot to the things that are in the later parts wasn't even planned, right?
They straight up said in like a production thing, like we didn't write it all out before we
Didn't they
production.
rewrite the final few episodes, like from 40, I think?
Yeah.
One thing that 01 never addressed, Jin's occupation as a human gear.
Oh my gosh.
They never baby? He was a baby.
No, you don't know. Wait.
In episode 35.5, when Azu like analyzes Jin, all of his occupation is just, like unknown. It's crossed out.
We couldn't even tell what oil he was
using. That's because he is a yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, moving on. So I'm gonna go on top of what Karn said in that actually on top of what
I thought you meant about Jin being a I was like, yeah, really?
Oh my gosh. Wait, is that why he's always like dressed?
Wait, no.
That's
Making this live was a mistake. Okay, so
We'll cut in post.
Okay, so basically, I say it every single year, it should be shorter, or else the track that gets laid, it just keeps going and going, and no one knows where it's going, and then these problems just start popping up one by one, and it really decreases the quality of the show, especially when it comes to writing, because they have such short time to do this, and I agree the pandemic is something to factor in terms of the production troubles and stuff, but it's still something they should really look more further into.
Marco, you can't have a tokusatsu show that's like 25 episodes. It wouldn't be any good anyway.
Yeah, I have an argument against that. Wait,
so Ultraman's that really good so far.
Ultraman Z is gold. Can we make this an Ultraman Z discussion?
Oh my god!
Can we make this a Power Rider book burner discussion?
Oh my god!
Power Rider book burner.
Take that, Harry Potter. You.
I have an argument against the whole thing. Oh, it was like the corona. But the thing is, my problem is I had problems with 01 once like the job competition arc started. Because that's where it started going downhill. So people they tell me that, oh, it was because of like the pandemic. I'm just like, is it really? Because these problems were before the pandemic got out of control. Because it was during the job competition arc where they stunned everything.
Well, if I'm already making people mad, might as well keep going. I don't get why people hate that arc so much. It's filler.
How dare you?
I think it's fun. I think the job competition was fun. Honestly,
it's filler, but every season has it, and it wasn't that bad. Is it as good as the rest?
The only problem I had with it was that it was just like a drag to watch through.
Yeah,
it took like a whole like 15, like 10, not 15, like a couple episodes, and it was just really like
Metal Cluster. I thought it like picked up. I thought it was good, but like before that, I'll agree that it was kind of a drag.
The main problem is they were turning one episode plots into two-parters. Which
I know.
None of those episodes, at least some of those episodes, did not need to be two-parters. Yeah.
No.
But I mean, it gave more screen time to Assault Hopper, so
at least they gave me Thouser, so I'm good.
We should get on Thouser.
Yeah, honestly,
Gave us Burning Falcon.
Yeah, I love Dankura too.
Oh my gosh! All right,
Karn, stop! How dare you disrespect my man?
He's literally the same character arc.
Don't even.
He's not as annoying.
Don't even.
He's not as annoying, but he's the same arc. His redemption is even met through him hammering keyboards really hard.
Can we just like take a moment to realize that Omori said that he loved the job competition arc? He said, "Oh yeah, the job competition arc got a bunch of negative reviews, but I liked it, so I decided to make it longer."
Okay, I respect that.
That's a move. That's a big move.
Yeah, the competition arc is what people mostly look or point at towards like the most meh or negative points, the low point of 01. And I'm sorry, I agree. It was boring. I didn't like it.
You were an entire character in the job competition arc. She was so great in the first arc. It's interesting.
Yes.
But in the job competition arc, what happened?
She was mind control.
You had a chip that went woo, 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 woo. You can't do that. And it's like, oh, come on, man. I want to do the thing. But then this guy, no, you can't do that thing. It's like, okay.
You can't do the
I
thing.
think
I want to
you're
do
my
the thing.
tool.
No.
I think it's again emblematic of the fact that I think they need to change how they write these shows, like how they produce them, because I understand that because it's weekly and like one season ends, another one starts. But they're also outwardly saying that they're starting production, you know, like they were planning this during build or the end of build. So they're using these filler episodes to give them time to write like the stuff that matters, I guess. And again, it's a kid's show, blah, blah, blah. Maybe just finish the entire show. Like maybe leave some scripts like this one's going to be filler. Okay, you don't have to write those ones. Like even build for a little bit, not as long. And I love build. Even build had those moments where you're like, man, can we just get on with it? Like you're stalling. I can feel the writers going, give us one more week, please.
Just building up.
I don't really like using the word filler anymore, but it is kind of boring. And although I do like the developments we had with like Aruto, especially in Thouser, I do like Thouser as a character, and I do like the things they did with him. I think Jin put it best, or Miguel put it best. Like 0-1 was overstaying its welcome at that point, and we just really wanted to move on to the next big thing.
If I could say one thing on Thouser real quick, this will be my one and only Toku Twitter rant.
Oh no, here we go.
It's out during that competition arc.
Every week I'd see, I hate Thouser. Thouser's the worst. I don't like him. Yeah, he's a villain. You're
Right?
not.
Thank you.
I don't understand.
Oh my
It's like,
God.
he's the
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
I
we
hate
all
Thouser.
hate.
Like, yeah, you're supposed to. Like,
Yeah, I
The
just
fan base's inability to separate bad person from bad character. Like, I hate Michi. Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You have correctly consumed the media that you have been
Their
using.
logic is like, this man does bad thing. I don't like him too much.
But the thing is, his
Yeah,
actor, like, there was his actor said in like an interview, like a kid walked up to like Yua's actress and like shook her hand and everything, but when it came to like him, the
They were
kid
like,
ran away. The kid didn't want to
That is
talk to him.
bad.
And he's like,
That's
I
funny.
love this. This is amazing.
The man's a treasure. I mean, in an interview that he said he based his characters off of like Gendo and like a bunch of other like evil guys.
Frieza.
Or yeah, Frieza. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what a goat.
That's why he's a goat.
But I have to point out that they had something interesting with Guy's character, but they just didn't do anything with it. I think
The
they were kind of
age thing?
struggling. Like,
I
should
think
we
it
make
was
him a
slept on.
villain? Like, should we make him a villain, or should we make him sort of like anti-hero? I think they got kind of
They gave him
confused.
actual development. They gave him a dog.
Oh my god.
not that. I'm
The
talking about
11th
dogs.
hour.
They gave
talking
him
during
multiple dogs.
I'm talking during the competition. Like he would say, "Oh, I don't like it when people cheat. I want to win like
Right.
fair and square." But he decides to cheat.
Then he
for
cheats.
the other four.
I like it when people cheat. Let me implant a chip in a man's brain that makes him think his family's dead. That's not cheating. That's fair and square. 10% desu.
I like Bowser, but they just flip flop with what they wanted to do with him.
Like
Guy.
his introduction in that whole arc, he's like, I don't like cheating. And then they establish at the end of the arc, he's been using Ua and Naki to distribute raid risers. So canonically, he tells a man he doesn't like him cheating. And a few hours later, delivers at his doorstep a weapon to attack people at the competition to beat himself.
But it's not him, so it
then
doesn't
no one-
count as cheating, I guess.
Hey man,
But,
don't
like-
steal from the bank. That's
Hey,
what
man, they
I'm
didn't
doing.
have to use the great writers, man. I'm just saying.
But it's presented as if he's mad. Like it's not like he's acting. It's like he's legitimately like, "How dare you cheat?"
Yeah, that's the thing with the going back to the writing again, and that like they should have these little pinpoints down of like, okay, if he doesn't like cheating, then we should make sure he's not cheating. Literally hours later in the show.
Oh,
That's
at least address
Riser on
it.
bingo.
At least address it and be like, "Actually, I don't care about cheating. The
Yeah.
ultimate cheat is to cheat or whatever."
Yeah,
It was
see?
me all along. It was me, Austin.
I'm not sure whether it was supposed to just be like comedy that fell flat on me, because I think I was just always expecting someone to be a Humagear or
Mm.
something. But like the whole like he's 45 but looks 25 thing, like was that just like a meme or? Because it was never like presented as like something that was like particularly like desirable or like that people like. It would just every now and then they'd go, "Oh yeah, that's weird. He's 45."
It's a meme.
He drinks
This is
a lot
why-
of tea.
But
This
like
is why I
why?
wanted
To what
Drinks
end?
tea,
Like it didn't,
moisturizes
Plays
a
chess
lot.
by himself.
because like
Like
if that's what they were going for, if they were going for the like that he's 45 but he's so young, then you would have had like the natural conclusion there would be like have a bunch of like girls that are into him or whatever. Like, but the one episode
I mean,
where he's trying to get some.
Yellow Buster was into him.
But she's not. The whole episode she's like, man, screw you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
This is the thing that with Guy, I sort of wanted them to make him sort of comedic.
Curso Dan.
No, not like that. I'm talking about like at work. He's a huge narcissist. He models in like underwear magazines and all that shit. He does like fashion runway shows and all that. He's really narcissistic. Has a bunch of like female fans. They should have done something like that with him.
I feel very bad for his actor because his back must be aching from carrying that very
Oh my god.
I like Guy. He's a villain.
Yeah.
Dude is sick.
He's a villain.
Yeah.
Like, I
Really
wish.
Yeah, he's just a villain.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Wish, like in the end, instead of making him like this character, like you know, he's redeemed and all, like they would have killed him off, and he would have died as the king that he is. Like, holy shit! I would.
You dropped your crown.
You dropped your crown forever.
One of the weirdest things I see people point out with Guy is the word redemption arc gets thrown out a lot, especially with Michi and Guy. It's not a redemption arc. Like they're trying, but like the characters don't forgive him. Like he's still a jerk. He's still a villain, and so like
the purpose of that is, I said this in the video that's not coming out anymore. The purpose of those is not to make the audience like the villain. It's to show how good the protagonists are. That they're willing to forgive someone, or at least work with someone who's genuinely making amends. It's not like, hey, Guy's so great. It's like, look how freaking cool Fua and Yua are.
Wait, you telling me a kid show wants to teach kids how to forgive people and let them go?
No, but
that's crazy.
Wait, but that whole episode was so weird, dude. It was so weird. Like suddenly, Guy's feeling is crying about this like little robo dog. I'm just like, wait, what the fuck?
He gets a 99.
Yeah, like his whole
99 out of test robotism.
He gets a 99% on his 10. Is that like a 99? It should be 1,000%.
Right. And I love
what kind of abuse is this?
Because it's in like the 80s as well. The dad has like the big like Stan Lee mustache.
Yeah.
He just puts the dog away. I thought his dad was gonna like throw the dog in a river or something, but no, he's just like, I don't deserve you, Bowser. And I'm like, no.
They also tried to act like it was the same dog that was built, but I'm pretty sure it was just a completely different dog.
Yeah,
he was talking to they just called
that gets into this weird thing with 01 and like what is consciousness and stuff, like because they just keep bringing back Humagear and treating them as if they're the same, but it's like, no, that's just a copy. You cloned a Humagear. It's not like the one that died or the one that went away. They are gone. I've just recently caught up on like the last 10 episodes because I didn't watch it for like 6 months. There's a bit when Thouser and 01 first like fight next to each other, and the dog is going sick. Like, he is losing it. He is yucking it up, right? And he is going wild. And like it like does like the cross thing with 01. I was 100% expecting, rather than Thouser getting like a toy line thing because of the 1,000% nice. Because of the pandemic, that the dog was going to become like secondary armor for Thouser, and it was going to go when the 5 horns
like
cross.
That's a V7.
And it was going to go when the 5 horns cross, the gold and silver Thouser is born.
Jeez,
come on!
No.
I would have.
The final episode is just like
that's
set up. Yeah, it's the final episode is just set up where the 5 dogs just combine with them.
It's
like
when the 5 dogs cross.
Oh my god!
It's just a setup for Guy to introduce his own Super Sentai series involving those robo dogs.
Oh my god!
Honestly,
Jesus. I did want to rewind just a little bit in that. So we all like Thouser and stuff as a character, but then like one of the weirdest things that they did in the show is that in the last episode, despite Thouser doing all this bad stuff, despite being like one of the biggest villains out there, doing so many bad things. He's fine. They don't do anything with him. He's fine.
There's no evidence. You can't put it against deleted it all.
Yeah, he deleted everything.
No, he's Guy and Hirobi as well, because Hirobi did a bunch of shit and he got no consequence. He was like, let go free. He got a new body.
For any of that.
What's his consequence? That he got rider kicked by like a really powerful form. That's his consequence.
Roby and Jin were outed as terrorists and are now allowed to walk freely among
terrorists against malice, guys. Remember that they're terrorists against malice.
Right. I should have told Hirobi, okay, Hirobi, I'm not gonna kill you, but if Humagears and humans are gonna be together, you're gonna have to go to jail. You're gonna be the first Humagear to go to jail.
Also, I'm pretty sure,
right?
like,
You go to
I'm pretty sure Aruto would have like faced at least some sort of consequence by the end as well, because like Human Gears still exists in that world even after the fact that Arc is gone.
Yeah.
What do they do with the Human Gears now?
They're supposed to be working in harmony. They're working because Arc's gone, so you shouldn't trigger the malice that will make them turn into Magia. So they should theoretically be able to like live and if they reach singularity, then maybe there's like a citizenship process. I don't know. I want to say though, on Thousand Marcos.
Yes, Karn.
I fundamentally disagree. His punishment is humility because he's now in the Thousand department, sat in a warehouse with no
Which is
friends.
a better office than the one that he had before.
No, it's not. It's way worse. Like, or at least it's meant to be. And he has like 5 dogs. That's his only friends. Like, he doesn't have luxury. He doesn't have like whoever he wants around him. He has 5 dogs and a laptop.
Would you say
his punishment?
I mean, wouldn't you want to be that way? 5 dogs and a laptop.
Right, but for someone who was known like the finest things in life and commanded armies to be sitting in a warehouse with 5 dogs, it's a bit of a downgrade.
Two Raid Riser users. There are only ever 2 of them on screen, except for that one scene. And they're like, Ames is now evil, but he just walks around with the same.
It's like off screen. It's just like, don't pan the camera to the right. There's like 100 guys over there, but you don't want to see that. You don't want to.
They show they have like 100 suits or something in that one scene, but they're like, oh, nah. We're not gonna. It's just 2.
We're not gonna do that.
There's more, but
my favorite part of 01 is it's all about humans and robots living together. Meanwhile, Hart from Drive is just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Joke to you.
If we want to move on from the Kamen Rider Thouser series discussion,
that should have been the show.
Not a good writer, like the rest.
People kept like complaining about Thouser. But he was the one thing that kept the show going because I'm fairly sure, like, he was the one that kept like giving out like the power ups, right? Rampaging and Metal Cluster.
Yeah, by accident sometimes, but yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, but like, yeah, had he not been in the show, I think the show would have like just turned into a Thouser, like a highlights reel.
If Thouser hadn't have been in the show, Arc would have risen and they would have been trying to fight him with like Assault Hopper maybe, and they'd have got their shit pushed in.
Oh my god.
It's kind of hilarious though how Guy basically just gives out these power ups saying like, oh, this power up is going to stop them to be working for me. Next thing you know, for what beats his ass with Rampaging, Guy? How?
Yeah.
Fuwa is the main character. That's why.
No, and then there's just like a Hirobi, just like, yeah, I'm using one key. I can still fight all of you.
That Scorpion Progress key must be. It's the equivalent of the Realizing Hopper key for the Force Rising.
Honestly, he needed 1 power up. That's it.
No, he did that power up because it's fucking like, getting used to somebody's fighting styles didn't work with 01 anymore.
Right. Yeah. Oh, very last thing on Thouser as well. I do think that another part of him that's, again, he's fun to watch moment to moment. But again, having caught up on like 10 episodes, his motivation is super muddled.
Yeah.
Like he wants to resurrect Arc because he's mad at Hiden, but also it just doesn't come together for him.
I actually interpreted it differently. Like, I felt like Guy wanted to revive the Arc so he could fund the Kamen Riders a lot more so he can militarize them, take down the Arc, and be seen as a hero and get a lot more money.
That's just syndrome.
He said that, didn't he? In the one recap, he's like, I just want to sell weapons.
Yeah, it just doesn't come together for him as a person though, because like it does if he's just evil CEO or like CEO who wants to rival Hiden. Yes, having his own satellite and his own Kamen Riders is like the perfect response. But secretly like in love with Hiden, but his dad cucked him. Like it's just
whoa.
That doesn't sound right, Karn. You didn't.
Oh, cuck me, dad.
Yeah, the canonical story of 01 is that Thouser's dad cucked him, and that's all we need to know.
And he got so mad.
He got so mad, dude.
He got
so mad.
I can't believe my dad cucked me. I'm going to commit human experiments.
He got so mad that he went to commit human genocide with like some satellite.
We've all been there. You get cooked by your dad, you commit genocide.
Wait, yeah, you've never had a gamer moment?
Oh my gosh. Okay, moving on. I just want to announce I want Azu to me.
Oh,
wow.
Like what?
What's Izu's actress's name? Because
Noah.
Elon Musk.
Oh my
what
gosh.
a good actress. Every scene she's
Hell
playing,
yeah.
She kills it.
Izu's so
Azu,
great.
Does anyone else 100 believe? Like, Azu to me, and I know you might disagree, is the point where it's very clear that the original intention diverted because she was not supposed to be a separate Humagear.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
You
was
tell.
not. From the opening and everything, she didn't seem separate.
It seemed like Izu did
that
some
was a
stuff.
scene they filmed.
But the thing was, Azu and Izu never interacted throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
Which
No, in
really,
that one
like,
scene.
You ever seen Azu and Izu in the same room?
I wanted like a scene where like they interact with each other in like the satellite thing. You know how like when Naruto like sees his
like
dad.
Zaya and Arc.
Yeah, Zaya, yeah. That would have been cool.
I had a theory regarding Azu and Izu. Like, I basically thought that the long-haired Izu we saw in the opening was the older version of Izu, like the past model version.
That was what I thought would have been a really cool twist.
That was Wazoo,
would have been
then.
if Wazoo existed, but then when Daybreak happened, Izu was like the progenitor of Daybreak. She's the AI that went rogue initially, and then when it gets sorted out, Grandpappy Hiden takes Izu under a wing, and that would have been like the revelation is like, oh, Izu was kind of like the proto Hirobi.
Yeah, and the Arc needs her back to be revived.
Right? Yeah, like how she's got a connection to Zaya. Maybe part of her system has a connection to Arc, and Arc needed her back, and that's why you kept trying to draw 01. He didn't care about 01. He cared about Izu.
Oh my gosh,
that would have been so good.
No,
damn it, Takahashi.
Like Izu, and he just made another one.
I don't need Toei.
All right, so who's gonna bring up that Azu was made up on the spot by like the directors who was directing the opening, and then they just figured that the writers were gonna pick it up. I guess I
really
think
dumb.
There was an intent to it. I think there was more than because the whole. I don't think they would have put it in that prominently if there wasn't some plan for it.
Instead, there wasn't a plan though.
Honestly, when I first watched the opening, I didn't even notice. I just thought it was Izu holding up her hand. I was
Long
like, okay,
hair Izu.
that's a meaningful scene. I didn't notice the hair. Like, I noticed there was like any difference.
They say the funny 404 not found.
Shut up.
Oh
you guys remember the first episode when he just snaps his ankle in 01?
Yeah, like what happened?
Oh, great.
That's a solid,
Come on, bro.
solid
I loved
opening
it.
episode.
Yeah, it was great.
A really good first episode.
you guys remember when 01 was super fun and awesome, and we were all excited for it in the first few episodes.
No.
You remember
When was that?
what went through your mind when Vulcan punched that bullet? I still haven't emotionally recovered from that.
That's real good.
That man punched the bullet. He kicked the bullet. He took a bullet to the chest
And
he
uppercutted the wolf.
Just uppercut a bullet at the end. What a badass! I swear.
The last thing he needs
so
to do is just
disappointed.
catch a bullet with his teeth.
Oh, my God.
Right now,
A bullet.
I would die.
He's gonna
Okay,
fight the
like-
bullet.
I don't know why. I expected Yua to kick the bullet for her.
That was so disappointing.
Like,
She just ran forward.
I thought so too, but thinking about it, it fits Yua's personality more that she just stands there and waits for it to just bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
She does the Kyria kick.
Oh my god.
Were any of you guys like in the camp of like thinking that Yua was gonna die on Christmas or no?
No.
No, I'm not
No.
sexist.
I knew to myself, I knew that it's gonna be Jin. He's the one that's gonna die.
And that's true.
Because he's the.
Oh my god.
What? That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Yeah. That something had to happen to him after that baller ass gunshot moment in the first or second episode, whatever it was, where he's like laughing and.
It was
foreshadowing.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
Oh
Guy.
yeah, the spin around the human game.
No, I'm not even saying that I'm like haha funny. Like I legitimately thought it was a really cool scene. Like I know it got memed on later on, but I really liked it.
Same.
Yeah, I really liked it too, but at the same time, he's just carrying a normal gun, just shooting at it.
And then they bring it back later. Why has he got to use a shot razor?
But
when the Arc takes him over, he brings it back.
Yeah,
it's like, that was real cool.
He just stood in a parking lot, just shooting randomly.
He shot
Ark's
the
watching
ground.
the season back, and he's like, "Yo, Jin had a real gun. That's baller as hell."
I'm that Hirobi never once used his katana to cause harm. It was always just for pontification.
What the hell?
He did it for a way of the swordsman.
He's doing loads of cool stuff, and then he transforms into Hirobi, and then he's got like a briefcase. Oh, cool, dude.
That bow is a sword. That's it.
He only used his like once in the movie.
Yeah, that's an alternate timeline.
Yeah, but he used it.
The cool
had the
timeline.
sheath on it.
I mean, look, if you think about it, the Hirobi at the end of 01 is basically just like Hirobi from Rebel Generations, just good.
Hirobi and then the cooler Hirobi.
He did use the sword to vanish at one point.
My goodness.
Nothing personal, kid. Teleports behind you.
Come on.
So,
Hirobi teleports behind you. Nothing personal, son.
Yes, Karn.
So Exade 2.
Excuse me?
It's right. Okay, so bear in mind. Okay, I have been out of Toku fandom. I've muted almost everyone in Toku fandom. Sorry, it's true.
Thank you.
So I have not seen the memes. So I've just been watching 01 and going, damn, this feels a whole lot like this dude got paid to write Exade twice.
Because it is the same guy.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's a whole lot of it that I'm like, Doug, did you just like look in your briefcase and go, oh, there's that episode of Exade where Dan Kuruto turned good. There you go.
I remember seeing like a tweet like a few weeks ago where like the person had said Exade is good, but the damage it has done to the Kamen Rider formula is...
No, Gaim did worse. Nope.
Just because a writer does something again, if that's your first exposure to it, that doesn't have to be a criticism you care about. If you haven't seen Madoka Magica or Ryuki, you are not obligated to bring that to Gaim. I'm atting myself from the past who felt really bad when he first logged onto Toku Twitter loving Gaim and everyone's like, it's just Ryuki again!
Yeah.
So 01 being Exade again is not a bad thing, but it is an observable thing.
Exade was good. 01 was good.
I think what I have a problem with is how Takahashi just said, oh, the ending to 01 will be like nothing like any other ending before it.
Remind me of that.
That's what killed a lot of people.
I watched 01's ending. I'm just like, wait, I've seen this before. I made a whole fucking meme tweet about it.
Hey, this is brand new.
It's brand new. It's in the new era. That's why.
No, I saw this before twice.
I am just.
He never specified in the Heisei era. He never specified as something different from the Heisei era.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
it's something different that we've not seen in one season.
Yes, this is the first ending to shoehorn in the movie.
That is true.
Oh my god.
I mean, look at Decade.
Decade.
I mean,
it's the inverse Gaim. It's like, hey, did you watch that movie in Gaim? And in this, it's like, hey, do you want to watch the movie we haven't reviewed?
I'm so used to Kamen Rider endings disappointing me that this was just like, oh, it wasn't as bad as Geo's.
Oh man.
I'm one of those people. Oh, Geo's ending is way better than 01's in my opinion.
It is. I think the same.
It feels like an ending to me.
Is it because of Oma Geo? In fact, that's cool. Okay.
The Oma Geo bit is not pretty.
It just feels like an ending to Geo. 01 doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like, hey, watch our movie. Thanks. See you season.
I thought the same. And then that scene where Aruto says, like, it's because we're Kamen Riders or something. He does that little smile. I was like, I can't hate you.
I can't hate Aruto. I cannot hate him.
Come on, man.
The thing that's cool about Gio's ending is that they finally found the last page from Decade's ending.
Yeah.
Wait, this is a movie the entire time?
We'll just scratch out Tsukasa and Kaito and replace it with Sogo and Gates.
It's done.
They found the last page to Decade's ending, or they just pulled out the last page from Build's?
Well, same. I mean, they used it for Build and then went, oh, bugger, let's put it in Geo.
Defeat the bad guy. Let's reset the universe.
If you look at it this way, Geo basically fixed Build's ending.
I like
no more Skywall.
This isn't Build and Geo discussion.
It could be.
The ending is actually one thing I've been saving to rant about a little bit. So yeah, the ending's basically my Hibiki Blade rant from last year. So they shouldn't have hyped it up and said it was different, because that kind of soured my whole view on 01 as a whole. And I know that sounds bad, but like, it's just one thing. It was so status quo of them to end that way, in a rushed way. And I get it, the pandemic, but still, they shouldn't have said it would have been different.
Exactly.
And don't hype it up.
No.
Yeah.
Marcos.
Actually, it did end differently. It's one of the first endings to not bring back a character that died.
Proto.
Really?
Proto.
It actually did end differently, because it's the first Rider ending in the past 5 years that I felt nothing about. Didn't care. That show finished and I went, cool, done with that.
Cool, let's go to the next one.
I do want to say, Marcos, I didn't see any of the stuff about the writer. And so to counter your point, I 100% agree. It was super rushed and really boring.
Like, the problem I have with the ending is that, like, there is still no consequence to any single character in any sort of way.
Mhm.
Like we said before, Hirobi and Jin, they're they're on the move. They're still out there. Aruto,
I mean, they have to have dumb human ears now, so that's...
Sorry, I just saw a lot of comments. I forgot about Jin, not gonna lie, but Izu did not come back to life. That's a new robot. They just called her Izu Squared.
So. Izu 2.
Yeah. But that means that he didn't move on. That means that Aruto didn't move on from Izu. He just
that's the bad part. Aruto should have had some moment of grief. Izu's gone forever. No more Izu. That should have happened. The thing with if Izu's coming back, then that means there's no point to anything.
Aruto's girlfriend dies, and then at the end of the season, he buys a blow-up doll and goes, "Look, it's my girlfriend," and everyone's like,
"Oh my god!" At least make the new Izu I don't know, yellow or blue or whatever.
Yeah, and not color Izu.
And this is an element of the show that also kind of made the show a little bit boring for me because he's the head of a massive company, so. Just throw money at a problem until it stops being a problem.
Yeah.
But he is the head of a robotics company who should theoretically know the ins and outs of robotics, and he's like, "Nah, I'll just tell her about everything and she'll be the same." No, she won't.
How do the Human Gear progress keys work? He presses it says cannot read. The body's destroyed. But wouldn't the data still be in the progress key?
Well, not
because it's been corrupted. If you fucking kick your hard drive down the stairs and then try and plug it in, it's probably not going to work anymore. Your 100 gig of OZC Live game subs are not going to be on there anymore.
So the weird thing is that so I promise I'll be positive after this. This is just the last thing, for the most part. But the ending to 01 felt like the ending to an arc, but not the end to a story. And if it's the movie, I'm really gonna yell next time. I swear.
It's gonna be the movie. Just watch.
It was the ending. It's gonna be a proper ending.
Look, the movie's gonna be about this half human, half machine, cyborg or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make my own paradise." And the movie's gonna have religious tones to human gears and humans. Just watch.
Neon Genesis, Kamen Rider 01 Galleon.
Impact, and you have the final impact, and you have Azu's face in the background, old giant and shit rising up from the water.
I would actually watch that. It'd be great.
End of Hiden Technologies.
So weirdly enough, I actually didn't mind Izu returning that much. Well, quote unquote returning. I actually don't mind. It's what Aruto does or doesn't do, and that it just feels 100%. All jumbled and rushed, and
the season sets up regularly that bringing back Human Gear is a thing. That's not the problem. It's just that Aruto's stupid.
Yeah.
I really wish Aruto, instead of going back to Hiden, he decided to step down and just gave the position to the vice president. And he goes to be, a comedian that he wants to do, but he has Fuwa as his
oh my god, amazing.
But Fuwa's Batman, so
let's go.
What is Fuwa even doing now?
He's Batman.
He's working for
his family.
Oh no.
He's being so
no, he's not.
No,
can we talk about Karn now for the next 2 hours? Because I could do that.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Fuwa actually now works for AAA.
If anyone gets me an Izuki, I'm gonna make an easy shrine. So yeah, that's it.
Oh my god.
Okay, moving on.
One. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
I need one more key for my Fuwa shrine. Thanks, Premium Bandai.
I'm still waiting for mine to arrive.
Japanese Wurufu.
I need that so bad.
That one is a weird one.
I just want that one.
That's all the Japanese.
That one.
Just wait 2 years and it'll be on Mandarake for $5.
$5 and $400 shipping.
Whatever it's called, Orthos or Orthros. I don't know.
Orthodox Vulcan.
It fixed Assault Vulcan for me because Assault Vulcan was too blue. It needed some more color separation.
I do like that suit a lot more than Assault Wolf. I never really vibed with Assault Wolf that much.
And I also kind of like that this season, rather than constantly having to have everything be super flashy and bigger, to the point we got with Build Genius and stuff. It's just, and like Grand Geo, it's just now we'll just go back to small keys for the end. And I kind of like that. It's it does, the size and the craziness of the key doesn't necessarily dictate its power, which I think is kind of fun.
Since we're going with that, tiny things, basically, and not being so extra, can we talk about 02?
It's fantastic. I love that suit so much.
It's very sleek. I like it.
Yeah.
His little scarf is a little too, and
it's a 02.
That's funny.
It's good. It's a step down.
Oh.
I like 02. It's not Metal Cluster Hopper, but it's still really good.
If Metal Cluster was so beautiful, then
I like to think that the little scarf he added was like a little tribute to his dad. You know, like
yeah, that's cute.
02 for me, it's like when I first saw it, like I wasn't like really into it, but like as a debut, I'm just like, yeah, it's good. But I still wish it was like white and sky blue.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be a fusion form with Shesta for some reason.
Cool. Just a really quick point that it's a suit, like the whole show is about like take off towards a dream, and it's the one suit that is made exclusively through the power of PTSD. It's like I made Izu experience terrible things over and over again.
I made her cry.
All for what?
Hey, look, it's a new progress key and driver.
When I first saw 02, I thought I was so adamant. Like they didn't even say a name, but I was so adamant that it was a special form for like an HBV or the movie, and it just doesn't look Final Formish to me. Like it's not big and grand. But now that Karn said that you like that things are more simple with this, I appreciate 02 even more. But why didn't Izu become like more part of the suit? Like
exactly.
I was gonna say I thought 02 was gonna be like a Super Akiba Red where Aruto
exactly.
Like I was thinking at first maybe Aruto's final form like basically uses Izu's AI into like the suit, so it's sort of like an Iron Man and Friday sort of thing,
right? Because they kind of talk about that a little bit. They're like, oh, what if we use like the AI of a Humagear?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, Aruto is operating in the final form, like in his final form, and Izu is telling him where like the enemy is coming from or something.
Yeah. Like Drive type Trideron. That would have been great.
Exactly. And Izu takes him, and she sort of becomes a Kamen Rider like that.
Yeah.
I would.
That would have been cool.
You know what they should have done that to incorporate Izu? Just make the 2 tie green.
I mean, I don't know if that would
like teal.
Yeah, like the teal of her like bow thing. Like maybe when Hirobi fires the shot, she like throws her bow and it like catches it and then becomes like I don't know. Because apparently technology is just magic at this point in 01.
Yeah,
I was thinking like she gets like disassembled like midway through and like the shot riser bullet and then just like gets rebuilt into a 0.
Oh, that'd be
he just wears her like a skin.
Yeah. Another thing though, it would honestly make sense if Izu was like part of Aruto's final form, because the moment she dies by Hirobi like shooting that arrow at her, it will make sense for Aruto just to go for this other form that Azu puts out towards him, because he no longer has access to his final form. So he needs to use something to really beat the fuck out of Hirobi. But killing Izu.
But Jin, what's 01's final form? Huh?
Final form.
Okay.
Already tired of this.
We got 4. We got 4 this time.
There's also a thing
maybe 5 in the movie.
There's also a thing in the magazine scans where it was 02 versus Arc 1, which obviously did not happen in the slightest, and I would have killed to see that, especially knowing what Arc 1 could do and what 02 could do. I would have loved to see that so bad.
It should have been a symbolic thing.
Can I like add to that with like the Arc 1 versus 02? I had this like dumb theory. It was like playing into like Fuwa's the main character. How about Fuwa transforms to 02 and like he fights against Arc 1 in order to like it brings sense into Naruto.
Be cool. That'd be very cool.
Would have died. That would, because my life wouldn't have gotten better from there. I would have just
like
would have also had to buy the 02 driver for your Fuwa strength.
No.
But then Fuwa comes out of nowhere. Fuwa comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, bro, I got your key and stuff." Whoop, and he just transforms to 02.
Or he used Rampage.
Maybe at like some point like Aruto like gave him like access, but without telling him, and then like maybe he like picks up the driver and just puts it on, just 02, boom.
We never got to see Fuwa just open a key. Poor guy.
They should have had a hyper battle where they like Yua just goes, "Hey, you can just
put it in the driver."
Like, oh,
well, he sort of did. If you looked at the moment he called the Japanese wolf key from Nagi, he kind of accidentally
he opened it. Yeah,
ever so slightly opens. Yeah,
yeah. But he like broke the key by opening it.
Yeah, because in the shot riser,
are that strong.
halfway open. I was like, come on, man.
And if you want to be like Fua, you can buy an unopenable progress key for $50.
But the thing is, that thing can open still. It slightly opens. It's just as it's like one blockade from.
I just want to get the. I just want to get the spinning. I just want to get the spinning rushing cheetah key.
Right.
That one would be fun. Have it on the desk. That's it.
Oh, I haven't said it yet. Valkyrie, step on me.
Oh my god.
Okay. Shot with that gear in episode 3.
I just thought about how the movie could make everyone happy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, like a lot of people happy. Well, no, they're not.
Everyone's brains.
So we enter the movie. We've got an Izu key that can't be read. We've got an Izu who is not Izu, and we've got an Izu that is not a female rider. You normally have to authorize a key. What driver doesn't require you to authorize and is used by a Huma gear? The Force Riser. Izu key in the Force Riser unlocks her memories and a rider form.
He just wrote the entire
fanfiction.net.
He just wrote the entire movie.
Now that you spoke it, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I want them to suffer. Rider fans must hurt.
No.
I want that to happen because that means the transformation would be this cheery, I'm the president's secretary.
Secretary Izu breakdown.
Oh my god. Cool. Earlier, someone in the chat was like, what if Arto got arced? And they used arced as a verb, so my mind immediately went to Kingdom Hearts. Oh my gosh, Izu got Norded.
I don't Kingdom Hearts. What is this?
Those aren't words.
01.
It's a long story. Literally a long story.
Funny word that's like Norded, and it's like Isu got Norded or some shit.
So guys, our tertiary writer who totally died this year, right?
Who?
Jin?
Can you classify as a tertiary?
Hirobi?
Jin, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be so upset at Toei if they ever release like a lineup of writers and Yua isn't the tertiary and they go with like Hirobi or something.
Yeah. Well, no, because I was gonna say that the ride books, but that's because they split it by company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, she won't because there was like some promotional material where they unofficially call Vulcan 02 and her like they're like 02 next to him and 03 next to Yua. So.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's all good.
So Vulcan was 02? No.
Well, it's just like the number 02.
I know.
Second, yeah, but yeah.
Valkyrie becomes 03. What?
The intro has them at the end. They become like this little like Sentai team. At the end, it looks like. So I thought at the end of the show it would be like Vulcan would be 02, Valkyrie would be 03, etc., etc.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And they launch off like Thunderbirds.
And then 01's final form is everybody just using a 01 driver.
Right,
everybody
because
jump.
the key says everybody jump.
Oh wait, that should have been the platforms.
No. The last
it's because of all the.
The last final form shot should have been one last jump, and that's it.
Yeah,
one last jump.
Metal Cluster Hopper being everybody jump is a clear like anachronistic mistake because it's supposed to be everybody jump once he's got all the power of the Huma gear, but it still says it before he has that.
Well, no, before that, I think that everybody jump refers to like the mini like grasshoppers.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah,
like
that's true.
Big swarm.
All right.
Before that, Metal Cluster says he did Metal's ability.
Yeah, right. Which it also isn't.
I do want to say I liked Yua, but I feel like she was super underutilized, and that's probably an under exaggeration.
Yeah.
She was so cool in the beginning, but then they just like said nope.
Yeah, she was so cool in the beginning, but nope in the second half and later on.
Then Guy came in, and it's like, no, you don't do anything. Okay, and then after that, finally, I am free from Guy, and it's like. The arc comes in like, no, you don't do anything, and I'm like, okay. And
now
there was like one cool scene with Yua, like in the end game, and that's where like those two AIM soldiers told her that no, we still see you as our captain. Guy isn't anymore. We want you as our captain.
And then they didn't do anything with that.
Exactly.
It's also super not earned. It's like, we still see you as captain, person who just kind of cowered behind Amatsu Guy for like 20 episodes.
Why was Lightning, Hornet, and I guess the Jackal, why were those her only forms?
I really wish the Jackal key was used in the Shot Riser.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm really disappointed. that they
the
didn't
moment
do that.
she went against Sky, she should have just basically like thrown away the Raid Riser, but used the Jackal King or Shot Riser to beat the fuck out of guy with his own creation.
I thought once she got her like chip wiped or whatever, and she couldn't transform anymore, she'd just be like, "Well, I still got this Raid Riser. What's up?"
Right.
Like, yeah, like what the fuck happened?
That form is so cool, by the way. Shout out to everybody who said Yua wasn't gonna get any more than Lightning Hornet.
One of my last observations about 01 is that this is the season I think that rides the line finest between Kaijin and Rider, because like the only distinction between the Raid Riser and a regular belt is that they happen to get a monster suit. If you wanted to give them a Rider suit, like on the technical level, the Force Riser is more of a Kaijin belt than the Raid Riser is.
Well, my headcanon is that in universe you have to open a progress key in the belt to be a rider.
See,
Thouser.
that makes
Thouser only opens one of his
he
keys.
opens it himself because he's epic.
He's epic.
That's why
and his
like,
Sex
I'm not
Mirai's key doesn't open.
yeah.
I'm not gonna open this all by
It's a hunk of
myself,
plastic.
like a button.
It is a hunk of plastic, yeah. That was so disappointing. When I got that toy, I was like, man, you couldn't. God damn it.
Just watch the cinema. They're gonna like make another key that goes in there that makes his own sounds.
Somebody said, "What if his next form is called like 10,000?" And I'm like, I'm
10,000.
No, his
Because-
next key is dogs. That's what we said. Come on.
Oh,
No,
my
guys, his whole arc is about learning to be humility. So he's going to get down from 1,000 down to 100, and he's going to get Doggy Kruger's form from SPD.
I was gonna say 101 Dalmatians, but that works too.
In the V Cinema, he's just homeless.
If Yua doesn't get a V Cinema form, I'm gonna go to Proto's house. He's not gonna be there because he's out killing Karn. So I'm just gonna like eat his food.
Probably gonna be the Fighting Jackal form in the Shot Riser or Slash Riser.
I thought they
Yeah.
were gonna do that.
Slash
on the show.
Riser, what an underused.
Because it's
man.
It's underused, but you can still buy it for $150 online.
Sure
You
can.
know what? I got it in my hands. I don't have to do that anymore. Thank fucking God.
Marcus's channel is like the only place that I feel like I might get heard by someone. You know, they released like the CSM version of that Power Rangers toy. No, the Rear Soldier toy.
The massive
yeah.
like a problem. Yeah.
The
You
memorial.
know what they should do, because like I know CSM is going to make them money, and if they want to make CSM versions of Rider weapons, I'm fine with that. But
Yes.
another simple
They have,
solution,
right?
Sorry, well,
With
yeah, but
blade.
like packaged with like the belts. But I mean, like stuff like Dai Maru and stuff like that. I'd be fine with that. But just do some P Bandai like Blade shields, because Blade is going to be the most disappointing toy line from if you care about like 1-to-1 accuracy.
Oh wait, Saber.
Saber, sorry, yeah.
Oh.
I'm a huge Toku fan, guys.
I was gonna say Blade.
I'm a huge Toku fan.
Everybody point and laugh.
They'll probably find a way.
Yeah,
to, like,
I didn't know about a nerd show. I'm the idiot.
Are you talking about nerd shit? That's kind of cringe.
But then same with the Slash Riser. Just like I don't care if
The
it's
Slash
30
Riser is so like
bucks,
small.
but
it
but
looks
just
weird.
just sell like a little thing that can just slot over the top of the little blade to make it like, you know, bigger.
I'm
Make
sure
it-
that,
That would be
I think
nice. Yeah.
I think like there's a seller on like Yahoo Auctions that does that, like mods.
Mhm, yeah.
I'm sure that the Saber driver or whatever, if ever gets a CSM version, basically that the front blade is gonna retract inwards just so like the blade itself could fit inside the driver.
And I wouldn't mind that if that was like a thing they started doing with the sword. Like I know some of them, just like the Beat Crosser, you couldn't really do that where it's retractable, but there's a lot of swords where I'm like, you could just have it extend. That'd be better than it being stubby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really like the briefcase weapons, and I would be so down for like a full size one.
They're so,
Yeah,
they're
but-
so disappointing. They're so sad looking.
If people don't know, I am a freakish giant, and even the moderately sized toys look small in my hands. Those briefcases are going to look like a goddamn lunchbox.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about you, and then we just go off on other things because that's how her character
Sorry.
was.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you was
Shell
dummy
doesn't
mom.
remember.
I mean, honestly, the best out of all 01 is Smell Sumida. Don't at me.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not
Wow.
wrong. No, it's Shesta.
I like the.
Oh
voice acting
no, it's not. It's not just you.
Shesta and the vice president deserved more.
Yes.
Dude, The one with the glasses.
There was this one meme picture of like the VP and Shesta, and I think the VP was wearing that like the 02 driver to like get ready to fight Arc Zero, and I kind of wanted that to happen. Like
that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Even if
Kamen Rider June, that'd be cool.
Even if there was like an error or something, but I want to see him like try to put it on. That'd be so cool. But yeah,
I was waiting the entire time.
He does the Ichigo pose where he transforms.
Yeah, like in the movie.
Like what's his face from Drive, June.
If there's a one big compliment I can give to 01, and aside from the suits, is that it is such a gorgeous looking show. Like it is so pretty. The finishers, the suits, the aesthetics, it looks so good.
Like the X-Aid finishers, they know how to get me.
Those finishers are great. One of my favorite like fight scenes from 01 has to be Shining Hopper's like debut. In a way, like I loved that whole just scene. It was incredible. Also Metal Cluster Hopper, but Jesus.
Speaking of Shining Hopper, Ansatsu-chan. What went wrong? What happened?
Yeah.
You should have just made Ikazuchi like Ansatsu, but in his like the same data. I guess if that makes sense.
Transferred over to that new actor.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the best character, Ikazuchi / Raiden. There's no other character like him.
Amazing.
You can say, oh, he barely has screen time, but he made an impact in the small time he had.
He had like the makings of a like a rogue from Build. Like he's really solid. Like he would have been great.
He is
but I'm happy with what we got with it because like he took down the arc out of everyone. He's the one who went up to space, used to like break the mammoth like
pilot a mech
out of town. Yeah. And he basically had the best interaction with Fu as well. Both of them just fucking yelled at each other about like throw down.
He could do everything. He was just slept on. That's so sad.
I mean
you know who slept on Naki?
I don't know.
The
problem with Naki is that they could have had a lot of potential, but they didn't from day one do anything with them.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks.
Like non-binary Kamen Rider.
They were introduced like the Stowser miniseries from the DVD, and I'm just
we still need.
I could have been
never got a part 2.
Yeah, no, it's in the next Blu-ray. Pretty sure.
What are they gonna show?
Apparently, it's gonna be like Williamson, the dude at the end.
Oh
yeah, that guy.
What was the point of his
that guy? He looks like a Roblox character.
What was the point of Power vs. Road main villain? What was the whole point?
I had to explain where Jin came from because I forgot to write that in.
Yeah.
He could have been interesting, but it was just way too late to do anything.
But like
we saw his hand.
Make a new character, and now it's other dad. We did it.
Did the show ever go over how Aruto's grandfather died, or like why he died?
Murder.
Like, they just said he died.
He died
in the first episode.
No, there it is. Guy killed him.
It's for me the weakest part of the show is it's like they spend almost like every other episode they're like, look how sad it is that his robot dad died, and then the rest of the season they're like, what, his grandparent and 2 biological parents died? We don't care. Get that out of here.
It's true.
Stupid dead human idiots.
Like no.
Yo, I was low-key thinking that Aruto's grandpa was the main villain. Like he was the one who orchestrated the entire arc.
Yeah, I remember.
He gets reborn as a human gear. You just see him walk out of like the Missable Jinrai base as the arc. Like he planned for all this to happen.
Some of my headcanon is that he based Arc's AI on himself.
I thought that in the first time you see Hirobi's suit, like in that flashback before that thing explodes, I thought that was Grandpa Heeden in the Hirobi suit.
No, yeah.
Great.
Wait, was this in the
because there's
or am I misremembering?
That's where they get Punching Kong, but it's like kind of
I had this theory before regarding Hirobi, thinking that he was supposed to be the first Kamen Rider 01, but it was the first human
a lot of people thought that.
But he was like the first human gear to get corrupted by the arc, so he straight up just like wasn't able to become 01 anymore.
It may even have been something that could have been factored in because like he's a dad model Human Gear, Soryo was the dad model Human Gear, so he could have been whatever the Cyclone Riser version of 01 was called.
Oh my gosh. That would have been set up so well. What the heck?
Right?
What?
This is my frustration that I find with Toku, and part of why I stopped watching, apart from the fact that, well, we'll get into that another day. It's that I headcanon my own ideas, and I'm like, man, I can't get mad at the show because that's stupid, but I'm like, because they set up in an earlier episode, like, it's very strict. Like, you cannot base a Human Gear off a real person.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, again, going to tie in because Grandpappy Heeden did it, and it made Arc, and he's like, nope, we ain't doing that no more.
What the heck? Karn,
maybe I do hate 01.
I'm now ruining the show for you by what
we wrote a better show in like 30 minutes than they did.
Oh man. Okay, well, anyway, moving on. I really liked Metsubo Jinrai as like the villains and like Naki and Ikazuchi and Hirobi and Jin, and they were so cool. But then the ending was kind of, yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah,
everyone gets a happy ending apparently.
Yeah, their specials end.
They're gonna give like everybody like 3 movies and like do nothing with it.
I honestly, like a Metsubo Jinrai special for like each of them would be pretty neat.
I mean, yeah,
I think like three V cinemas for each faction that was in the show would have been really cool.
Honestly, though, I kind of don't want it to be a V cinema for each faction. I sort of want it to be like a mixed match, to like have one about Fu and Naki, and then have one about like Ikazuchi.
The Gaiden format was really good.
Yes,
yeah, it was.
Hirobi and Jin are running free. Izu's there.
Izu's back.
Yes.
What happened to Subaru?
I don't think. I think the actor
did he quit?
I also think about like him not returning for like health reasons and whatnot.
Okay, because he's like, your brother would love this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, his brother's off doing something. Yeah. And then at the end, he's like, looks wistfully, and I'm like, did he blow up? What happened?
Yeah, it looked like he was just talking to his brother.
At the end, he was like talking about his brother as if he died or something.
He kind of goes
he
like,
looked out the window,
Subaru,
like Subaru.
Like,
the spaceship in the distance, and his brother.
You can read it 2 ways. You can either read it as like my brother's out there, or you can read it when like riders will be like, dead friend, I'll never forget you. Like.
One thing I'm really looking forward to, which is weird because it's not even about the season itself, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing like 10 years down the line Aruto and Izu coming back, or just Aruto coming back for like the crossovers and stuff.
You know what? No, Aruto's not coming back. How about
no?
That?
Oh my god!
No. They signed Aruto to like a 20-year contract now.
He's on that ghost contract.
I have a feeling that Izu is the one that's not going to come back because I'm afraid she's the one that's going to get the most fame out of everyone.
She's going to
be so busy to come back to Kamen Rider.
Especially since she's so young and everything. Yeah, it's like,
they know where they messed up with Yokuga. They're like, no, we're keeping you on this contract.
We're gonna get Aruto in a future crossover, and he's basically like at the end of like the movie, he's like looking at the Izu Humagear kid, be like, "I'm coming back, Izu," but we never get to see her physically.
Oh yeah, they give him the O's treatment.
The Gaiden treatment with Mai.
Is it confirmed that we're not getting a crossover with Saber, or is that like
that's confirmed? That was in one of the magazines. It said like 01 Saber crossover coming soon.
Yeah, but like the 01 movie's coming out in December, which means
probably
like
pushed it back to spring.
I mean, probably
summer.
I would rather the crossover movies take place a little later down, so we're not seeing like in Build and X8, it was like, yeah, we got Hyper Muteki. Shout out to you, Thomas. And then Rabbit Tank Sparkling.
Yeah.
You've got Ghost Mugen, Drive Type Trineron, Kiwami Arms, and Mighty Brothers Double X.
Oh, he was in Geki Tatsu Robots. I will never forget.
But Proto Build's final form is sparkling because Genius is gone. So it's symbolic that Build is together with, I don't know. I'm just
the best one.
I mean, Grease is the only one with a final form now, so Grease is the main writer now.
You've got Spectre with like Deep Spectre, like I'm using all my hatred and whatnot, and then you got do re mi fa sol la ti.
I think it's interesting to see the impact that 01 will have further down the line in Reiwa era. It's interesting that 01 is literally the first season of the Reiwa era for us, aside from Gio's second half. But 01 is laid down something. And I know the obvious comparison is it's Heisei Phase 3, but I think that's not entirely a bad thing for now.
People also act like a new generation for Japan needs to mean that the show is going to be like radically different. Like Kuga's really good, but it's not like Kuga's a million miles away from Black RX.
Yeah,
exactly. It's only slightly different because they took like
the change will happen over time.
Right.
That's what I was gonna go on to, in that when it came to Heisei or Showa to Heisei, things didn't really change up in formula until like Ryuki, and I'd even say it didn't really fully change 100% until like Den-O, but that's an argument for another day. So when it comes to Reiwa, I think even double Decade could like plant roots in that. They stuck with this formula because it works so well, like selling all these toys, having all these forms, selling 20 different belts. It works well for Toei, and that's why they did it. That's why 01, despite our gripes on the story, that's why the toys still sold really well. And and when it comes to Saber, they did announce there's going to be like 7 or 10 writers from the start. So like, I know each of us have our gripes during that, but that's because it works for Toei.
I love it.
I don't think we should be expecting anything too different. Like what Karn said, like we shouldn't be expecting anything ginormous.
Well, we're getting an ending dance for Kamen Rider, so I don't know what to about ginormous.
I think what the differences we're going to see in the Reiwa era, and we've already seen it in 01 and now Saber, is more willingness to do like the kind of designs you would dismiss as fake a couple years ago. As long as the toys are selling, like, and I understand for America a lot of strides are being made at the moment, and that's real neat. It'd be great if we saw it anywhere else in the world, but that's real great for America. But ultimately, American adults or worldwide adults are not the target market, and as much as we can go on about they didn't do this, they didn't do that, the bottom line for Toei is the commercial selling toys good? The commercial sold toys good. And if it continues to sell toys good, they're not going to go like, well, we need to make the plot better. I don't give
Toei's
Toei's
not afraid to like make these designs outlandish. So all they care about is if they sell well. That's why gimmicks matter. Progress keys sold well because they're simple, they're small, and then they're just easy to get behind. You know?
Progress keys are really cheap if you compare them to like Gashats and Lock Seeds at the same time.
You can find Gashettes for like $6 now.
No, but the price disparity is not the same. Like, you know, your Metal Cluster Hopper is not going for like as incredible amounts of money as like Hyper Muteki is going for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes,
even
at the time. It's
just used to like I want to say spring up the sales for Sentai, since it doesn't sell as much toys anymore.
Kamen Rider slowly becoming Super Sentai is like my worst nightmare. And
everybody.
When I was so on board for 01, and then the Mammoth showed up, and I was like, please, no.
I mean, now we have an ED with a dance.
I can't believe it.
And we got a full team of 7, and they've all got different colors.
They're gonna be dancing to ska. They're gonna be.
And the main one's red. Oh no!
The main one's
blue. Red, blue, yellow.
Oh Jesus! It is Sentai.
It is Sentai.
I guess at the end of the day, broke 01's gimmick is Progress keys. Woke 01's gimmick is belts.
Woke 01's gimmick is 01 driver faceplates.
Let's go. I don't think we talked about what we sprinkled in our thoughts on Aruto a little bit here and there, but I did want to have a focus on him for a little bit. I think he gets too much hate, I feel, but
I think so
he's fine.
Wait, how can you hate him? How can you hate him?
Yeah,
wait, I never.
He's not serious.
Exactly.
He's a comedian.
He's not Exactly.
I'm gonna say like Aruto. By the end of the show, I wouldn't say he was unbearable, but he was just kind of lacking the like charisma he had at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I still like Aruto. It's just that after these last couple episodes, I'm thinking like he's okay.
Wait, but I never really got any like I never really saw any hate for Aruto in the Toku fandom. I saw everybody liked Aruto. Either they were okay with him or they really liked him. I never saw like any hate. I enjoyed Aruto.
I've never seen Aruto.
I think the hate comes from the way he acted in like the last few episodes after Izu died. Because I did see people were like, they didn't like how he was acting.
He's
like,
a baby now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm no longer baby. I want power. Literally.
I think that is probably the most accurate reaction in tokusatsu of a character's death. Because after X8 spoilers, after Kiria dies, Emu's just kind of like, well, what am I gonna do now?
Bro, your favorite season is Build, which has
that's you know what? Sorry, I'm so much on the 01 train. I forgot about.
Yeah, and also fucking Sento's PTSD when he murders the first boy.
Oh my gosh.
He murders the first boy.
They skipped like a week, and he got over it before the episode ended.
And then he has no problem he has no problem murdering like 10 million people on a planet.
They always say it about serial killers. The first one's the hardest, and after that, you get a taste.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Jin, rewind.
Genius, build psychopath.
Jin, rewinding back a little bit. I think hate was too strong of a word, but I meant to say like some criticisms for Aruto is a little out there, and I kind of see it. But at the same time, Izu died. Come on, I would do
a meaningful death. Finally,
I'm just happy that Horobi finally understood that Jin died was because of him. Not because of Aruto, it's because Horobi died. You killed these and you caused all of this.
I was laughing during that scene because Horobi's like, "You killed Jin, it's your fault," and I'm just like, "You killed him. You're 1-for-1." Like,
there was a lot of memes that come out of that like the Eric Andre show when he killed Hannibal, but it's Horobi and he's like, "Who killed Izu?"
Who killed Izu?
If you think about it, not only did Horobi kill Izu. He also killed Aruto's dad, if you think about it, like during the whole Daybreak thing, right?
I mean, really?
I guess so.
I feel like
no, that the explosion was because of that guy who worked at the power plant. He caused the explosion.
I love that episode.
That was such a good episode.
Yeah.
I will say though, a lot of the time, like those like the things where it's like, oh, everyone says this. I feel like a lot of the time in fandom, it's actually like 3 people said it, but they got a lot of likes.
Oh yeah.
And then the anti bandwagon begins of like, actually no, Aruto is cool, and I'm like, how many people have you actually seen say he isn't? But maybe you've seen more because I've not been there, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I think the reason that I like Aruto so much is probably his dynamic with the other characters, mostly with Izu and Fuwa. I love his
dynamic.
We never
but in the later episodes, we never got that. We never got any like chemistry between Fuwa or Aruto besides that one moment where he turns into Orth or Vulcan, whatever it's called.
I love that scene so much.
Yeah, it's really good.
That was such a cool fight scene.
We barely get any interaction with Aruto or Fuwa or Aruto with Yua. Like,
exactly.
Characters like interact with each other. They barely interact.
That is true.
Yeah, they barely talked.
He never even calls her by her first name. He always calls her Yaiba-san.
They're roommates.
They're best friends.
Yeah.
They're Ain's main character.
That's the other thing, and that the cast is so big. There's so many characters. Like it'll be hard to see all these characters interact. Like I don't want to keep like overpraising Gaimer or anything, but each character felt like they they at least had like one scene together with like these different characters, like at least one. But with 0-1, it just feels like it kind of feels like those school cliques where we have aims together here, or we have heat and intelligence here, but they're not really.
And then Zaya by himself.
Well, tell me this.
Who are you sitting with at the dinner table? They're really good.
If you say that about Gaim too much, where's the scene where Peko interacts with Takatora, huh?
It's in the movie.
Yeah,
it's in the soccer movie.
Yeah.
Wow, you got played.
Sorry, Proto. Looks like you're not a true Gaim fan, huh?
Yeah.
What about the scene where the guy who's also in Kabuto in whatever show he was in, where he interacts with Shinosuke, huh? Where's that scene?
That was
in the cafe owner?
Yeah, it was Goro, right? Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go into singularity because of you guys.
Oh no!
What's the singularity?
The music's cool, so I think we covered most everything.
How dare you?
It's good. What do you want?
Insert should have been the OP.
You'll mind the CD box or not?
It's probably gonna be like $50 because
it's $220.
But
I got this this cool little thing called YouTube.
God. But it comes with Human Gear headphones.
I got this cool little thing called Nevermind.
Those things I'm gonna wear one time.
Wear them outside. What do people think are going to think about you?
That's the problem with a lot of those.
Cat ears. It's like the cat ears headphones.
The problem with a lot of those, like the Humor Gear ears and like the fake abs and stuff, is like they were really cool conceptually pre-COVID, but now it's like, what convention am I going to wear that to?
You say that as I look at my own Human Gear module on the wall.
Right. And like they're still cool. But it's like, nah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. If you guys want to talk about cool music, well, I love the jingles, right, guys? So like I could talk about them forever. Sure. Take off towards a dream. A rider kick to the sky turns into take off towards a dream.
I'm so glad they did that in the final episode.
Yeah.
The take off towards a dream thing for his form.
That was good.
I have video evidence of the first time I heard that text to speech, and it cracks me up every time.
Yeah, because everybody was confused. Like, where was that? Where did that come from? Was that the belt? Was that the
right? I remember tweeting that I thought maybe because it's text to speech, the keys could like have customizable, like because it's just like a very. I was totally talking out my butthole, but it would have been cool.
Yeah.
I have a buddy trying to make a custom progress key right now. It's pretty insane to try to work on.
I was looking into that for Gashats because there was the guy that did the Granddad Gashat.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's some other custom Gashats. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
it's like
amazing.
you have to buy sound chips that you can record like a small MP3 to and then rewire it basically, and then just search Granddad Gashat into YouTube.
That's amazing.
01 sounds didn't have to go that hard with their like text to speech, but somehow the cheesiest thing sounds so cool. Like the elevation increases as a bullet is fired. Like that makes no sense. But
the text to speech, but the little sung jingles as well, like punching Kong should not be cool, but it kind of is.
Oh, cool. My favorite early one was Flaming Tiger. That one was really cool.
Flaming Tiger is like, do you prefer Flaming Tiger or Freezing Bear?
Freezing Bear.
Freezing Bear.
Something that I like that Proto noted as well very early on when they started releasing the Legend Rider Progress keys is they'd like reappropriate like a regular Progress keys tune for the Legend Riders.
Yeah.
The Gashats did that too.
Yeah, I know.
That's my favorite Progress key.
Have you guys heard the Assault a Wolf's full like 01 jingle?
It sounds so weird.
Yeah.
It's so like cheesy, like SoundCloud rappy. It's so there is nothing stronger. Big shot ready. Fire.
One of my favorite Progress keys sounds is Kamen Rider rocking hop. That's just so cool. You press the button, it just goes Kamen Rider, nothing else, and then rocking hoppers. I love Ichigaza.
Jason,
type 1.
I was literally gonna bring up the rocking hopper key because if you put it into a 01 driver, like the full sound is like the hero who will defend humanity. Kamen Rider 01 type 1. Yeah, that's so cool.
It has a longer text to speech.
My favorite has to be the middle cluster hopper one because you have like the extra jingle that plays and it's like so hype, but
it's high quality.
But they barely use it in the show. Like they only use it when like Aibo comes in, the little robot dog
he dances.
But it would have been so cool if he searched like the key and the jingle plays and he just like and the whole like chord of like Locust just shoots out. It shoots out.
Well, and everyone can agree the worst text to speech is. Jump to the sky takes off toward a dream.
What? That's my favorite one.
Awful.
What? It's stupid. It's my favorite one.
Just make it jump to the sky turns toward a dream.
You didn't hear the Scorpion one, the Arc Scorpion one. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Oh, like rock climbing or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like something
rock climbing to the top of a mountain, something.
Yeah. It was less
the conclusion
than...
after evil climbs the top of the highest mountain of rock.
It's pretty bad too.
It's so good.
I've gotten used to the broken English of 01, but like 02's text to speech.
Oh man.
Oh god.
02's text to speech is so.
Road
to glory has to lead to growing past the stage. 1, 2, 2.
Speaking about 02. Speaking about 02, his let's give you power for the jingle, that one is so cool. I don't know why I love it.
Yeah, I like it.
But here's the thing. Gutbusters Taro's Human Gear key. Poor guy, Carlo.
Sorry, Karn. I gotta say that 02 is probably the worst jingle to me.
Not jingle, but specifically like text to speech mastery.
Yeah,
they could have made the sentence better.
Yeah, I get it.
You get it too.
Jump to the sky, turns to a dream, like something like that.
I think my favorite jingle would have to be the Shining Assault Hopper.
Oh,
that was really good.
It was good. I like the whole warning. This
yes,
is not a test, and then
hybrid rise.
Weirdly enough, that's my favorite suit, but my favorite jingle is the one before it. I just love the "When I Shine."
That's also
darkness.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
As a tattoo.
Oh,
so
we're forgetting the Orthodox Vulcan, like the warning, Kamen Rider warning.
Oh yeah.
That's so badass.
I was fully expecting a Mega Man reference. When I think about it, the finishing sounds for the Arc 1 form are so fucking cool, dude. That's basically how he announces
death is like despair, pain,
hatred, and just all of that. As he presses on like the top button of his driver, and he collects all this malice. That is so cool. And it says perfect conclusion.
Perfect conclusion. Learning 5.
Literally, his one of his attacks is just accumulating negative emotions and just like bursting all that negativity onto others into a big explosion.
That's so good.
It's so cool.
Mom,
the voice also helps.
Yeah,
that fight between Hirobi and Arc 1 was really cool in the warehouse.
Dude, that's cool.
Can we talk about the little shots with Arc 1 when he punches
where he's in the dark?
Yeah. No, but that scene where he's fighting Hirobi and all the Magi are trying to hold back, and he's just fighting, just pushing through them while fighting Hirobi.
My favorite part about that fight is the fact that Hirobi destroys all the Magi and he basically fucks himself. He has no one to back him up. It's just him versus Arc 1. He's like, well,
that's it.
That was the time where Hirobi really got his ass whooped. That was at his weakest. Throughout the whole season, you see Hirobi whooping everyone's ass, but when he fights Arc 1, he just whooped real hard.
I feel like Arc Scorpion didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
I really don't like the belt.
How are we going to sell that memorial set? How are we going to sell that memorial set?
It was out of necessity just to elaborate on why Sting Scorpion was so strong.
He was a writer for 12 years.
Yeah, his experience.
I was more bothered
He's
that
a robot.
He pulled that.
He's a robot.
What's his face from Build? Neil pulled at the end. He was level 1.
And if you want to get more meta, basically, Seiji Takaiwa was, the suit actor for Hirobi.
That's true.
It was cool seeing them fight. It was really cool.
That's something I wanted to touch upon. If you, I don't know how many people know and don't know this. Again, I'm not up on the discourse, but if you were confused as to, or wondering why Arc looked like that when he wasn't, on somebody, his design is based on a thing called ferrofluid, which is basically magnetic liquid. And if you Google ferrofluid, it's real neat.
You can I saw that. Yeah.
It's like a black liquid that
it's a black liquid metal.
Yeah, I've
and
heard
you drop
of it.
a magnet and it looks
arc
great.
metal instead of heat and metal.
You can also make it into weird It's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh.
That's the reason why you wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, exclusively. My entire aim for this whole recording is to ruin Marcos's credibility.
Oh, I really hope the movie's good because that suit is gorgeous.
Oh, Eden?
It's really good except for the belt.
I don't like Eden.
What?
Jason?
It looks cool in the dark, but when you see it in the light, it doesn't.
I like it how it glows, yeah, but
the belt once again. The belt clashes with the suit.
Also, with the lore, it was supposed to be the Eden 01 driver, but Azu can just pull two out of nowhere.
Also, she has a wedding dress for some reason. What?
Wedding dress.
Made the Arc driver the faceplate. You could take it off like the 01 driver. They made that customizable like the 01 driver, and they just sold an Arc driver set with Arc Scorpion, whatever this key is, and then two other faceplates, and you don't have to buy.
That's the thing I was confused with.
Memorial sets.
Aren't all the keys that Azu made just the same? Because she gave one to Hirobi and he became Arc Scorpion. Then she gave one to Eden, which made him into Eden.
I'm really surprised that we're gonna question goth girlfriend Azu.
I'm sorry, I don't like. I'm sorry, I don't like Azu, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I think the problem with Eden, especially with Azu, potentially turning into her real form, it seems to be implying that he's a bigger bad than Arc. Even it's we're doing this again. Game D is trash.
Yeah.
The belt says Aiden. It's not. It says it EY. So I don't even.
That's probably just
Aiden?
It's probably
Aiden from
and also all I can see when I look at Eden is Spider-Man 2099.
There we go. Oh my god.
Okay, so the dude's name is Esu. E-S-U.
S.
I just call him S. I just typed it out as S.
Yeah, it's S.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. S.
Yeah.
I also thought he was like a random white dude at first. And I was like, is this an edit?
The thing is, if you put a goatee on him, he looks like Kiryu Kazuma from Yakuza.
Okay.
Yeah. I just I don't know. I don't even know what I want at this point from the movie. Like, it could be a conclusion, like an actual conclusion to the story, but at the movie, like,
it's an alternate reality.
I don't know.
There's no way.
What they should do for the next Rider movie is Gaiden 3.
Let's go.
It was Tokusatsu. Good job.
The cinema that we were robbed of.
Now we're gonna end off with Saber initial thoughts and what we have so far.
I'm excited for Saber.
That opening slaps.
Yeah. Alexandro's lead singer. I can't believe it. I'm a big fan of Alexandro, so
I want Kamen Rider Buster to step on me.
Oh no. My gosh.
Yes.
I still don't know what I think about Buster's suit because I've been conflicted ever since I saw it. Like,
it's a turtle.
I don't I don't hate it, but there's something about it that I just can't get with. Same thing with like Saber suit. I'm starting to grow on Saber suit a lot more than I used to, but like it's still just okay.
I have that problem with the Blades suit, or what? It's
what?
It's Blades.
It's Blades.
Blades.
I
like Blades more because it sounds cooler.
But I like it, but I think
though.
its main part being the middle, unlike Saber's is like the right side, and then all the other ones are the other side. I think Blade's problem is it being the middle makes it too plain, but then once he gets Peter Fantasista, I like it a lot.
It feels like all of them have incomplete forms until they get like the full set of books.
Yeah.
Like I said, Saber's final form is going to be a dictionary that goes into all 3 slots.
Oh my god! It's just a huge Bible.
It's a Bible. Yeah.
Old Testament, New Testament, best man.
Like,
oh my god!
The Torah.
People hate how the driver looks, so they're gonna just like make a huge book for the final form. It covers the whole thing, so people don't have to look at the driver anymore.
Just to flip the pages.
I hope this final form is just a library shelf.
Oh my god!
No, it's a tablet. It's an ebook reader.
That's the new rider. That's the belt they're gonna release in fall or winter.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought that was like a meme. Oh, you countered my joke with another joke. I got lost in the sauce.
That Apple sponsorship never ended.
This is the thing. I'm so out of Toku now. You can be like, yeah, the other rider's based on a pen, and he's called Kamen Rider Ink, and I'll be like, sure, man, I don't know.
I've already said this before, but in case any of you are wondering in the stream or the chat or whatever, I'm not interested in Saber. Thank you.
Thing that I'll say about Saber's design, I love it a lot, but the artist in me just hates it.
Is it the helmet?
Yeah, it's the helmet. It's the suit. Overall, it's.
I think the suit looks fine. The dragon reminds me of one of the Digimons. I forget what it was. Like the
it's Shaman.
Yeah. That looks great.
Yeah.
So, it does look like Shaman. So, or maybe like a little bit of Guillemon.
Someone mentioned.
Oh, no, it's Guillemon. Yeah, that one.
It's Shaman, I think.
On Twitter that the dragon side of him, like the arm, is supposed to represent like fire coming out of his mouth, which I didn't notice at first. And now, like when I realized, like that's actually kind of cool. But why are his fingers yellow?
So I'm looking at. Yeah, it's like fire gets. Yeah.
Science.
Yes, Karn.
So I'm looking at these for the first time properly. Welcome to catch up with Toku with Karn. The yellow one looks friggin' stupid. He looks like Bloodstalk. Actually, the yellow and the green one look like they split.
You don't like a
They look like they split Bloodstalk's design in half.
I'll see that.
Oh my god.
The blue guy, I love Garurumon, so he's fine. And then I've seen the black turtle guy, but he do kind of look like Belial with an axe in his head. So I don't know about that.
Belial is like a musical strike form in Belial.
But I haven't seen Ultraman, so that. But I will say, and I'm gonna get probably hate for this. I think the books are the trashiest gimmick of the past 5 years. They look awful.
Yes,
they look terrible. The function is bad. The design, who the fuck wants to be Peter Pan? Sorry for the swear.
Pop
Jesus
off, King. Pop off. Thank you.
Oh, we're going from like I'm a freezing bear to I abduct children in the night. Like, yeah, real cool.
Cinderella, man. I cannot wait.
Wait till you see the Three Little Pigs ride book.
I got the power of that
Dream blind mice.
bro. You can't beat me.
I'm just saying, like, the final form is going to be a huge Bible book, dude. Just watch. It's just going to be the fucking Bible. Bam.
I got a joke. I can't say.
It's actually
Oh my gosh.
I had
So
made a. Oh, go ahead.
For me, Saber's the first writer that I'm trying to go all in on. So those are my thoughts on Saber.
All right. Okay, Thomas. Okay. All right. So here it is, the Marcos versus Thomas debate, because you're the number one fan on Toku Twitter who likes Saber, and I'm like, I don't know.
We gotta stick together. I'm all in on this line too, TBA.
Regarding the books,
figures, not so much about roleplay, because the books, I don't want to collect books. Like, stop it! I don't want to do that.
I don't want to read a book.
You know something else that's unfortunate about that's the thing. If you like the thing that I've always liked about rider lines is that like at least every other season is different to the one preceding it, but like they're progress keys on the side. They're gashats without the transparent bit. It's like I would have liked them to do like medals or something again, you know.
It has the arm, and the other one has the chest, and the other one has the other arm.
I do think that's
and
cool.
when you pull out the sword,
I think it's terrible.
That's like the longest arm in the universe. Like, holy crap!
When I saw that, I was like, God damn it! These
honestly, in my opinion, I kind of like the books, basically from just how you hold them, because it feels like you're actually holding a book, but it's just small. Because I thought they were going to be like
tiny books.
like I think like a 1-inch book. I thought they were going to be like that big, just these tiny ass books, but now they're actually like
incredibly tiny. IRL.
They're very small.
But don't
I
they
think
feel like
that's
fit in your hand in a way, like fit in your hand? They're going to be a lot smaller.
Again, it all comes back to I am a giant man hiding in a human's body, and I'm just looking at that toy line, and I'm like, God damn it! I'm gonna feel like I already feel like an idiot when one comes in the mail, and I'm like, yeah, I got my children's toy. What's that, Karn? I got my friggin' Peter Pan toy from Japan. Are you a nonce? No, I'm not. Believe it or not. Incredibly.
So, Jonathan Toei, if you're watching, even though I'm not interested in Saber, but you want to throw those toys my way, then guess that'll change my mind, huh?
That'd be pretty cool.
Jonathan Toei, if you want to give me Wonder Aid books for free, I still won't watch your show. But thank you.
Give me a Gaim Wonder Aid book, I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Hey, yo, John,
did you see the toy line, or like they leaked like the whole first quarter for making like every Heisei rider in the first quarter?
Oh yeah,
the first one they made was Kiba.
Let me look at
Kiba rider released.
Is there a Gaim one that's been released?
No,
yeah,
I don't think
but
so.
it's coming out. There's the DX Gaim at some point.
Okay.
If Gaim looks good, then I'll buy that, and maybe the belt, just so I can use Gaim.
You don't. Oh no, you do need the belt.
Oh no, you know what have they shown Decade?
Decade and Geo are the first ones coming out in like a month or two.
If Decades should, if it doesn't, it should look like the Ride Booker, and if it doesn't, that's a massive mistake.
I was saying
That'd
one should be Mighty Novel X.
Yeah,
they need to make a Waz rider book. They need to.
Oh yeah.
No, that should be it should be White Walls and Black Walls.
Double, dude. Double.
Somebody made
Ooh, AJ Phillips book. That'd be amazing.
The kill goes in the center.
Great.
Red Drive should be a manual for the Trideron.
That's cute.
It probably won't be, because like the Kiva one that they showed is just a picture of Kiva and the symbol, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, same with Zero Bonds. It's just his face on it, and like
the Kiva one doesn't, like when you open it, like it doesn't even do the gimmick.
It's the SG one, that's
like
why.
the face. It's just like a picture of Kiva, and the other's like, look, it's weapons.
It doesn't even form the Chad pose. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, you should have had like you know, like when in Harry Potter, when like books are proper evil magic, like even Voldemort's like, oh, I don't want to mess with that, and they put chains on them and stuff. They should have done that with the Kiva book.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. So, Thomas, now that I have you here against your will, what's really grabbing you about Saber?
It's like, I don't know. It's like so stupid. Like
You're here first, folks.
That's what like I love about it. Like I just love way it's kind of like the mix and match seasons from like the past X amount of years, but like don't need both bottles of like the build driver or both item memories. You can put in one book. Now it's like only his right arm. You can put in like one in the middle. Now it's the chest, but like there's sets of them. You can put in 3, and now it's like a full complete thing. And the belt is like the whole complete rider. But then, like, in addition to that, they open because you pull a sword out of the belt. Really cool. And then the belt has emblems that changes, like, the base suit, like Gaim. And I love that in Gaim. And now they're doing it again, but it's a whole sword you pull out of the belt. It's just like, it's like this weird perfect storm of all these really dumb things, but, like, together, I really like it. So, and the main guys are great, so.
The reason why I like it is because it like reminds me of something that like I would come up with if I was like 7.
Look, he transforms, and his belt is a sheath, and you pull out a sword, and he's a dragon. He's a dragon, and this one's a lion.
And it looks like a Digimon. And I will say, right, the sword thing itself is a cool concept. But I am on all the reasons Thomas likes it, I dislike it.
Yeah,
same. It all comes together poorly because all I'm gonna say is, right, the potential of Saber having all 3 books is real cool. But for a good chunk of that season, he's gonna look like if O's only had 1 medal in. He's gonna look real weird and real incomplete. He's gonna look like a double driver with 1 guy in memory. He's gonna look like a bell driver with 1 full ball.
So, I like Saber is because I'm already done with 01. Like,
wow.
Like the moment
I'm going back and watching things that brought me joy before it was all ruined.
Like 01, like the moment it just hit episode 30, I'm just like, can we start the next Rider season, please? So I'm just kind of happy that we're getting Saber, and I already liked it because at least 01 is over.
I'm just so outside of it at this point that I'm not like looking for a next season. So I'm just like, cool. I'm just not going to watch Tokusatsu for a year. I'm going to go watch The Boys on Amazon Prime.
That's the thing. I feel obligated not to watch every
Toku. Coming out on Amazon Prime and 4th of September.
September 4th. Yeah, I've actually been paid by Amazon to infiltrate this stream.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts, every pony. Starting off from Miguel.
Okay. 01. It was okay.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay, Danny. Oh, okay, Jason.
01 was honestly it's still just okay to me. Like I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's horrible. It's still a really fun season, but there's so many lows to it. Okay, I should say. There's really high highs in 01, but there's also really low lows. And I keep saying that, but it's true. And that's what makes me hesitant on saying it's good. I'm just going to keep it at, like, it's okay. I probably give it, like, a 6 out of 10 overall. So
01 is a perfectly fine season that I feel next to no one will have any opinions on. It's going to be the Hibiki. It's not even going to be Hibiki because at least Hibiki has like the odd person that's like, nah, it's actually really good if you stick with it.
Hello.
01 is it's like if you already watch Rider, you'll probably enjoy it, but I can't see it being anyone's like first recommendation. I enjoyed parts of it. It has a really stellar toy line. Well, for the most part, but it just sets up so the fact that I'm not someone who ever writes fan fiction. Like I'm very much someone who watches shows and goes, that's cool. Like I wish they would have done this, but I actually like, I respect the show canon. For me to by accident prefer my own ideas to what the show did is like, man, you could have done, and it's not even like the stuff they could have done is like, I was asking for them to do something really edgy or like did really simple stuff you could have filmed even during COVID. They didn't do. So my overall takeaway is like, I didn't have a bad time watching it, but I deleted the whole series run once I'd watched 45 or 44 or whatever it was.
I spent the whole week thinking about what I could say for my final thoughts. And I guess that's a testament to myself saying, I really don't know what to think about 01 because
it's difficult, isn't it?
At least with Geo, like it was a fun time. It was so messy, but it was fun and I liked it. With 01, yeah, exactly, like Decade. But with 01, it's like I think I like it. I think I really enjoyed my time with it, and I actually binged most of it because I was out of it like Karn for like a few months. But then when I binged it, like I was having a good time, but then it hit me. Miguel joined me for one of my like viewing sessions. We were like in one of the early episodes, and when I already watched one of the later episodes, and I went back just to double check things, and I watched one of them, and I was like, and I told Miguel after the episode was over, I told him straight out what happened. It was so good. It was so good, and like it's still good at the end. I just don't know, like I can't pinpoint any certain thing, and sure I could like point out COVID and all that, but like it's still a whole 40 or 45 episode show. There's just so much to it, you know. So yeah, I guess my final thought is I don't know. I think it's a good show. I think so. Yeah.
Retrospective on it, like years down the line.
And whenever I get to History of Kamen Rider 01, I'll rewatch it, but for now I just don't know.
I will have a different opinion from everybody. I very likely truly enjoyed 01 from beginning to end. I definitely have to admit that it had very low lows, but at the same time it had the highest fucking just amazing just moments overall. I love the suits, I love the music, I love the choreography, I love the toys, I love the characters, and in a way I don't really hate it. It isn't in the best seasons of Kamen Rider, or it isn't something that I would recommend to anyone to see first. It is definitely like, you know, something that it will be definitely very decisive with a lot of people, but I could say that it's in my top 10, but it will never be around my top 5 or really anything like that. But I just enjoyed 01 throughout a lot, and even though a lot of people are very mixed about it, I can still say that I enjoyed my time with it, and it's just gonna be, pretty sad that I don't get to see that cast, that I don't get to see the suits anymore, really. But it's gonna be fun seeing them in crossovers later on in the Reiwa era, and in my opinion, it's a great start for the Reiwa era, and it gives me hope. It gives me hope.
Proto.
I'm not writing a 01 abridged. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't.
You're right. There's the one on Twitter.
But he's a CEO. Shouldn't he be a Kamen CEO?
Kamen Pro Griser. Thank you so much.
There you go.
I was gonna say once again, I had some thoughtful stuff to say, but Megan said it all.
Let's go.
Word for word, except for I would put it in my top 5, right there at the comfy number 5 spot. I would put it there, right behind the 40.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
Are we gonna fight here? Oh god.
That was such genuine confusion from Karn. Like, really?
Like, not just on the show, but for Proto.
Build, drive,
I can
X8,
double, Forze, X8.
Okay, it's X8 above it. It's fine.
That's cheating.
But yeah, I liked it. Good show. Fuwa Isamu, best character in the show. Shout outs to the best secondary in Reiwa. He will continue to be that. Probably.
YouTuber, by the way.
Oh, right. So Proto, at least it's not above double. Anyway, ThomasJujube.
So 01's really weird for me because it like one exact like third of it I just really don't like. The beginning of it I think is like really, really good. The end of it is like it's pretty solid. There are some moments that I would say are like really, really good. Like I love the whole thing with Arc 1, even if it was kind of rushed. Just like the middle, no matter what, there's just like writing problems, even like just not even the execution, just kind of ideas even with Guy and the way some characters play out. I don't like them at all. So it's like if you take out a whole chunk of 01, I love it. But like if you put it back in, it's just like, I guess I liked it, kind of. Not really.
That's some good.
And if you want to hear my full thoughts on 01, you can God
damn it.
It's okay.
Promo.
I was gonna ask you guys to shell out anyway, so that's fine. Okay, and finally, that's everybody. Jen,
who cares? Stanley Ikazuchi. Watch something else. Watch Ultraman Z.
Oh my god.
Watch Garo, please.
Watch Versus Road.
No, don't watch Versus Road. Just watch Garo in general.
That was my introduction. I like the choreography of Versus.
Same.
It was so fun.
Yeah, but that final episode with not final, but second to last episode with that certain fight with that
Jen
troubled.
Jen. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's the 01 discussion, every pony. What are your guys' Twitter so we can all look at you guys up?
Well, you can follow my Twitter at twitter.com/shootingwolfu. But I just it's garbage. I just retweet a bunch. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's you. I had you blocked this whole time. Sorry.
Yeah, we are mutuals. But yeah, I'm not really it's whatever. If you want, you can follow. If you don't, it's cool. It's whatever.
Danny.
@SSSSSS_Danny. I'm private right now, so just that. I make VP edits a lot for some reason.
Jason.
I am Emmer Jason, but you can also follow me at Kamen Crusade 20. I post a lot of Nogizaka stuff and Kamen Rider stuff, so yeah.
Karn.
Would it be really lame to say, I don't care about Twitter? Follow me on Twitch instead.
Okay. Yeah.
I really don't promo. I try and make a point not to promo, but I legit am trying to grow my Twitch. So twitch.tv/Karn_EX. I'm reacting to Masked Rider, Toku people. I'm still relevant.
You can follow me at Mega_Mega. Oh wait, is that your Twitter? It's Mega.
Mega Craze.
I'm Mega Craze. So
stop.
Yeah. Okay, Marcos.
You can follow me at Marcosatsu for all your great info on Kamen Rider. History of Gaim coming never. I'm sorry, but you know how it is. No, for seriously. Seriously, you can follow me at Mega Craze. I sometimes draw. I talk about fighting games, Tokusatsu, because I'm an idiot. But there you go. I sometimes draw. I draw. Remember that. I'm an artist. I draw sometimes.
You can follow me on TikTok at Cut2000Trees. But in all seriousness, I'm like Karn. I don't really like to chill my stuff, but I really would like to chill at Goggleheads Pod because I'm really proud of the podcast me and Karn do for Digimon. So if you like Digimon,
Jujube Thomas.
You can follow me on Twitter, I guess, at ThomasJujube. But if you want to hear me talk ad nauseum about 010101, I'm also on YouTube at ThomasJujube. I'm original.
The only good TokuTuber.
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Scott the Wise of TokuTube.
You can follow me on Twitter at JinBancho_. I just tweet dumb jokes, retweet Toku, and that's about it. It's pretty chill.
Swag.
I also tell you to watch Garo as well if you haven't.
Swag.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I actually tweeted it or not, but I said the reason that all TokuTubers use riders as their avatars is because they all look like Scott the Woz.
people say Build is overrated so many times before you're like,
you know what? If I see one, I don't see Toku videos in my recommended anymore. Apart from when I watch a Marcos video. Okay, so just at the end, whenever my friends make a video, I watch it for a minute and leave a like because then the YouTube caches it as a real view. But they either talk about seasons I haven't seen or I don't care, so I don't watch the whole thing. But then I'll do that, and then Proto, Lambo, Marcos, Thomas, even though we're not that close, I still do it. Yeah, you heard me.
Wow.
It'll come up in the feed, and I'm like, I don't want to get recommended this.
I gotta help my friends, but at what cost?
Yeah, I really want to support everyone who's making this content that I abhor.
Okay, so thank you, all of you, for not fighting me in a 1v1 tournament. So I really appreciate that.
The time is now.
Thank you all. And I unfortunately, I'll see you guys next time with the Saber discussion whenever we do that next year. And I'll have you on, Thomas. Get your sword ready. We're gonna fight to the death in the rain.
I'm gonna have all the swords.
Everybody will be dead by then. So
watch Marcos and Thomas completely switch on their views. Marcos like, this is the greatest show I've ever seen.
Oh my god, I can't wait for that.
Evil Tyrone with one eye patch, and he's like, "No, I hate Kamen.
I trusted you." Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
It's liquid Marcos.
Oh my
next
god.
Year, y'all
Next
better
year we
hope
should
the next
just-
show. Y'all better hope the next show after Saber is Shinobi, or we're gonna like.
Yeah.
Oh
Me
yeah.
and Proto are gonna fight.
better be.
Well, that's what's gonna happen,
Oh.
right? Is next year the discussion has to be just Marcos and Thomas, and they're gonna go at it like Ace Attorney. And then the stinger is gonna be like a video of Proto like putting the big boss eye patch on the cigar and going like, "Kept you waiting, huh?"
Now we
And I'm just there looking panicked.
Oh god.
All right.
Audience member.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go buy myself a gluten-free pizza. Thank you for enjoying, and good night, Pony. Let's go, Scott the
Static.
Wazoo. What?
Subscribe to the High C.
Common
No one else.
writer. Common.
01.
Do
Come on, Saber. Come inside.
That's Pro Jerry.
do.